Bismillah. If I say anything that brings you any benefit or good, then this is from Allah. And if I say something that is wrong, then it is from my own mistakes and shortcomings. To start, let's revisit what an archetype is. An archetype is a universal image or pattern with a set of characteristics that encapsulates a particular energy or truth, reflecting fundamental aspects of human experience and existence. When we think of queens in stories, we might first recall the shadow queens, like the evil stepmothers in Cinderella or Snow White. These characters actively worked to create environments that would destroy others. However, a powerful example of a queen in her fullness is Sleeping Beauty's mother. Her first act was to exclude the wicked fairy, known as Maleficent in some retellings. This simple act of managing the guest list of her daughter's birth celebration to avoid having a person present who was known for her malevolence and malintent speaks volumes to how the queen tried to keep the harmony in what was supposed to be a joyous occasion. After the wicked fairy showed up uninvited anyway and cursed the queen's daughter, she knew that her daughter was in danger of pricking her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel. She and the king issued a royal command to remove all spinning wheels from the land. These protective acts of external organization, mobilizing the kingdom to protect and sustain a life, perfectly illustrates queen energy. At its core, this energy is about nurturing, safeguarding order, and creating an environment where life can thrive. Without this energy, life quickly falls into chaos and decay. External order is essential. It provides the structure that allows communities and societies to flourish. Religion, or a shared system of values, acts as a guiding framework for behavior, morality, and social harmony, sustaining life at a fundamental level. In modern times, governments attempt to replicate this role of queen energy by enacting policies tailored to the needs of individual societies. As human beings, we all possess instincts and varying levels of character, which profoundly shape how we direct these instincts. Good character enables us to harness our natural impulses in ways that contribute to the greater good, rather than descending into selfishness or hedonism. However, character alone isn't enough. External order provides the shared framework that balances individual needs with collective harmony, allowing us to coexist and thrive within a stable system. With this foundation, we can begin to see how the queen archetype operates as a cornerstone of external order, not just in abstract stories, but in our own lives. Her energy empowers us to take responsibility for the spaces we inhabit, nurture innovation within our communities, and sustain the order that allows life to flourish. Whether through small daily acts of stewardship or larger efforts to organize and uplift others, we all have the capacity to embody this powerful energy and create environments where growth and harmony can thrive. Let's look now at what some of the key attributes are of the queen archetype and explore the specific ways her energy is expressed. The queen embodies several key attributes that define her role as a leader, nurturer, and organizer. These attributes highlight how the queen creates environments where life thrives and show practical examples of how this energy manifests in daily life. First, we have practical authority, with the example of managing the household budget. The queen's energy is outwardly directed, focusing on managing resources, tasks, and goals to empower others and nurture growth. A mother who manages the family's budget allocates resources for groceries, bills, and savings, while teaching her children about financial responsibility, ensures their growth and security. She involves her young children in choosing between 2 snack options at the store, explaining how to make thoughtful decisions within a budget. For older children, she introduces concepts like saving for a desired item, helping them calculate how long it will take to reach their goal. Through these small, age-appropriate experiences, she equips her children with the skills and values to become responsible adults who can confidently manage their resources and live within their means. Number 2 is organizing energy, with the example of a team leader or a project manager. She embodies the practical energy of extroverted thinking, focusing on bringing clarity, definition, and efficiency to plans and goals. A team leader at work who creates a clear project timeline, defines each task with precision, and delegates based on team members' strengths, ensures the project stays on track. By keeping expectations clear and focusing on efficiency, she eliminates confusion and enables the team to meet deadlines successfully. Number 3 is supportive leadership, with the example of a teacher creating an individualized education plan. The Queen clears paths, removes obstacles, and ensures the conditions for success in the real world. A teacher who notices a struggling student and takes proactive steps to help them succeed demonstrates the Queen's supportive leadership. She breaks down complex concepts into manageable steps, adapts her teaching style to meet the student's unique needs, and provides additional resources such as extra practice materials or access to online tools. For students requiring even more assistance, she goes further by creating an individualized education plan or IEP, collaborating with parents and specialists to outline tailored goals and strategies. By clearing obstacles and providing a supportive framework, she ensures that every student has the opportunity to thrive. Example number 4 is the community organizer who makes a visible and measurable impact. Her actions are observable and quantifiable, demonstrating real-world results that others can clearly recognize. She is a community organizer who develops a food drive, tracking donations, distributing resources equitably, and ensures the system works efficiently, creating a measurable difference in the community. By publicizing results, such as the amount of food or money raised and the number of people served, she celebrates collective achievement and inspires participants to take pride in their contributions. Example number 5 of the Queen's key attributes is her ability to execute vision, either as a chief of operations or a wife and mother. She transforms internal principles into external form, creating functional and sustainable systems that turn ideas into frameworks which generate a meaningful and lasting impact. A chief operating officer who translates the CEO's strategic vision into actionable plans exemplifies the Queen's role as an executor of vision. She develops workflows, hires the right people, and ensures the company runs efficiently, addressing challenges and streamlining processes. By focusing on execution, she ensures the CEO's vision is realized in sustainable and measurable ways. Likewise, a wife who takes her husband's creative ideas for the family business and turns them into actionable plans, or even just upholds his values and principles at home with their children, ensures their shared vision is realized and aligned with their goals. A 6th attribute is harmonizing stewardship, with the example of hosting an event. The Queen ensures that relationships, resources, and systems operate in balance, sustaining collective growth and flourishing by fostering collaboration and using networking as a catalyst for innovation. This energy shines in a hostess who balances the needs of her guests, ensuring everyone has food, drink, and conversation while managing the event's flow. She thoughtfully arranges the space to encourage interaction, creating a welcoming atmosphere where new connections and ideas can emerge. These attributes illustrate the Queen's vital role in fostering growth, order, and collaboration, but how we express this energy depends on the unique challenges and opportunities we encounter during different stages of life. So that's what we'll turn to now. The Queen's energy, with its focus on empowering others, nurturing innovation, and sustaining order, doesn't appear fully formed. Like any archetype, it unfolds gradually, shaped by our experiences, relationships, and opportunities for growth. Throughout a woman's life, this energy evolves in distinct ways, adapting to the challenges and lessons of each stage. So let's take a closer look at these stages. Childhood is where the Queen's energy begins to take root. At this stage, young girls naturally imitate the caregiving behaviors they see in others, using this mimicry to connect and gain a sense of belonging. This phase is about learning through observation and finding comfort in structure. Adolescence is a time of differentiation and self-discovery. It's when individuality starts to emerge, often alongside struggles for belonging and navigating boundaries. Here, the seeds of leadership begin to sprout as girls explore new roles and seek out meaningful accomplishments. The primary caregiving years bring active nurturing roles to the forefront. Whether focused on family, career, or community, this stage is about balancing external responsibilities with maintaining a strong sense of personal identity. Generational stewardship shifts the focus towards guiding and supporting the next generation. This might include mentoring younger family members or stepping into the role of a grandparent, offering wisdom and stability. Elder care calls for compassionate stewardship of aging or dying relatives. It's a phase of balancing the practical and emotional aspects of caregiving while beginning to reflect on life's transitions and preparing for change. Finally, passing the torch is the last stage where the queen reflects on her legacy. It's about ensuring that the systems and values she has built are in place for future generations and finding peace in the knowledge that her contributions will endure. Each of these stages presents opportunities for growth and transformation, helping the queen archetype evolve and mature. Now let's dive deeper into how this energy takes root in childhood and sets the foundation for all that follows. The queen archetype's energy in children primarily emerges through imitation of external organization, task-oriented problem solving, and early leadership behaviors. At this stage, children mirror the structured behaviors of their caregivers, who model the systems and routines that shape the child's ability to create order. These imitative actions gradually evolve into more intentional expressions of practical authority and supportive leadership, laying the foundation for a mature queen archetype. A key aspect of childhood development is mimicry and imitation, a process that persists across all archetypes. Through imitation, children absorb and replicate external order and structure, building early skills in clarity, organization, and systemization. As they mimic their caregivers, young children naturally begin to mirror the rules and routines of their environment. For example, a child who insists, "This is how we do it," when setting the table is not just copying an action, but beginning to internalize external systems. This early conformity reflects their desire for security and their reliance on external order to create a sense of stability. Children also demonstrate their growing problem-solving abilities in everyday moments. For instance, when a child spills juice and quickly grabs a paper towel to clean it up, they're applying what they've observed, focusing on resolving the issue efficiently rather than dwelling on the mistake. These small actions show how queen energy can emerge through practical, task-oriented behaviors modeled by caregivers. Finally, it's important to note that deep dependency of children at this stage. They rely on caregivers to provide the structure, routines, and direction that shape their ability to embody and externalize organizing energy. Early queen energy is not self-directed, but reflects the systems and guidance provided by their environment. These early expressions of the queen's energy, rooted in dependency and imitation, lay the groundwork for her later development. As the child grows, the focus shifts from mimicry and enmeshment to differentiation, an essential phase where she begins to define herself more independently of others. Let's explore how this transition unfolds in adolescence. In adolescence, we start to see the queen archetype take shape as girls explore their independence and assert their individuality. This stage is all about testing boundaries, discovering new interests, and seeking opportunities to achieve and accomplish. It's a time of significant growth, where the focus shifts from pure mimicry to self-expression and personal initiative. So let's begin with exploration. Adolescence is a time when girls step outside of the familiar patterns of childhood and experiment with who they are. For example, a girl might audition for a school play, not because her friends are doing it, but because she's curious about acting and wants to challenge herself. Or she might take up a new hobby, like learning an instrument or writing her own stories. These explorations aren't just about discovering interests, they're about setting small, achievable goals and gaining confidence through those accomplishments. Next, we have boundaries. This is when girls start testing the limits around them, learning how to create their own while respecting the rules that guide them. For instance, a teenager might negotiate for a later curfew, figuring out how to advocate for herself while still honoring her parents' expectations. Or she might take charge of her own schedule, balancing schoolwork, extracurriculars, and downtime, a skill that fosters strong executive functioning while staying within the framework of household responsibilities. Healthy boundary setting at this stage builds a foundation for navigating the external systems she will encounter throughout life. Then there's leadership, where the Queen's energy really begins to shine. In adolescence, girls often take on small leadership roles, such as mentoring younger siblings or organizing activities with friends. A girl might lead a group project at school, setting goals and ensuring everyone plays their part, or she might organize a charity event like a bake sale or a community cleanup. These experiences aren't just about guiding others, they're about the satisfaction of making a tangible impact and achieving observable results. Early leadership opportunities like these lay the groundwork for the Queen's ability to take responsibility and manage resources effectively. Finally, we come to differentiation, a defining part of adolescence. This is when a girl starts to step away from simply imitating others and begins to establish her own identity. Differentiation is about finding what's meaningful to her rather than just following the crowd. For example, a girl might decide to pursue a unique career path, like becoming an artist or scientist, even if it differs from her family's expectations. Or she might join a debate team or volunteer at an animal shelter, choosing activities that align with her personal values and aspirations. This process helps her balance individuality with the connections and systems that support her. However, adolescence comes with challenges to her Queen energy. If a girl is overly controlled or shielded from failure, she may struggle to assert her individuality. This could lead to one of two extremes, either avoiding situations that require accountability and greater responsibility, or overextending herself in disorganized ways. Overextending at this stage can plant the seeds for burnout later in life, particularly during the primary caregiving years when additional responsibilities are added. Conversely, avoiding accountability can undermine her confidence in managing greater responsibility, leading to missed opportunities in adulthood, such as hesitating to apply for a promotion, advocating for a raise, or requesting changes to how things are currently organized, whether in a workplace or within a personal relationship when they are no longer working for her. Both extremes reflect a missed opportunity to develop the ability to make efficient decisions within structured environments and create stability for herself and others. Adolescents who are encouraged to pursue leadership and achievement within safe boundaries gain the skills needed to navigate systems and manage responsibilities, as well as the confidence to responsibly reach for SMART goals. And SMART here is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. A girl who organizes a group project or saves for a personal goal like a concert ticket learns the importance of balancing effort with results, recovering from setbacks, and building resilience. These experiences reinforce her ability to engage with external systems effectively, equipping her for the challenges of adult life. This stage is a pivotal step in the journey of the Queen archetype. It's about discovering who you are, striving for meaningful achievements, and learning to balance your individuality with the relationships and frameworks that support your growth. Now let's move forward to see how this energy continues to evolve in the primary caregiving years. The primary caregiving years represent a phase where the Queen archetype thrives in active nurturing roles, such as parenting, training, or shaping spaces for growth and development. This is a time for navigating the balance of caregiving with personal goals, creating stability, and developing the skills and systems that will support future stewardship. At this stage, Queen energy shines through her ability to empower others while maintaining harmony in her own life. By cultivating structure, setting priorities, and learning to delegate, she creates environments that are both sustainable and poised for growth. So let's look at the 4 key aspects of this stage. Our first key aspect is nurturing, a cornerstone of the Queen's energy during this phase. At its heart, nurturing isn't just about caregiving, it's about creating environments where life can grow and flourish. Whether it's preparing a welcoming home for her family, tending to a garden, or setting up a workspace that inspires creativity, nurturing is about fostering the conditions for growth. For example, think of a woman in nesting mode and preparing her home for a new baby, arranging the nursery, selecting essentials, and cultivating a space of warmth and safety. This proactive care reflects the queen's focus on ensuring those in her domain feel supported and ready to thrive. While nurturing focuses on creating the foundation for growth, balance is what sustains it. It's about maintaining harmony between caregiving responsibilities and personal aspirations, without feeling the pressure to do everything at once. For many women, this might mean prioritizing certain goals for a season of life, such as studying independently while raising young children or taking part-time online classes instead of committing to a full-time degree program. Balance isn't about juggling it all simultaneously. It's about making thoughtful adjustments that align with current priorities, ensuring both caregiving and personal growth remain sustainable. Once balance is established, the next step is setting the order, creating the systems and routines that ensure everything runs smoothly. This is where the queen's ability to bring clarity and structure to her environment truly shines. The queen brings order by organizing schedules, streamlining processes, and creating frameworks that keep things running smoothly. For example, a parent who plans meals, coordinates school activities, and ensures everyone knows their role is not just managing tasks. They're building a stable environment where everyone feels supported and builds trust in knowing what to expect. Similarly, in a professional setting, she might establish workflows or implement team rituals, creating a sense of rhythm and predictability that empowers those around her. These structured efforts allow her to maintain harmony while freeing up energy to focus on long-term goals. With order in place, the queen's next challenge is delegation, a skill essential for sustaining her energy and empowering those around her. No queen does it alone, and part of her future mastery lies in recognizing that sharing responsibilities doesn't mean losing control. It means strengthening her domain by empowering others to contribute. Delegation allows the queen to focus on what truly requires her attention while fostering growth in those she entrusts with tasks. For example, a woman running a community project might delegate roles to volunteers, assigning tasks based on their strengths and trusting their abilities to execute them. At home, this could look like giving growing children greater responsibilities through age-appropriate chores, teaching them accountability and contributing to the family's well-being. Whether delegating responsibilities to her children or trusting a colleague to lead a team, she ensures the environment she oversees remains productive. Through nurturing, balancing, creating order, and delegating, the queen develops the foundation for a stable and flourishing domain during the primary caregiving years. These skills empower those within her care, while allowing her to maintain her own sense of purpose and growth. By learning to balance responsibilities, foster accountability, and establish sustainable systems, she sets the stage for her next great role, supporting and guiding the next generation. This is where her earlier work begins to come into full bloom. As the systems she has built, the values she has modeled, and the relationships she has nurtured extend their impact beyond her immediate circle. We now turn to how Queen Energy evolves as she steps into this new chapter. As the Queen enters the phase of generational stewardship, her role shifts to supporting the next generation while ensuring the systems, values, and relationships she has cultivated continue to thrive. Let's take a closer look at the 4 key aspects of this stage: mastery, vision, stewardship, and institution. First, we have mastery. At this point, the Queen's wealth of experience and honed skills become tools she uses to support the next generation. Whether it's teaching family recipes, showing how to manage a household budget effectively, or offering guidance on how to discipline grandchildren with love and consistency, she provides the foundational knowledge that builds confidence and capability in others. These acts of mastery go beyond the practical. They reflect the Queen's care in ensuring the next generation has the tools they need to thrive. By teaching both life skills and values, she becomes an anchor, imparting lessons that foster self-assuredness, resourcefulness, and stability. Next is vision. Vision in this phase is about using her perception and experience to identify common challenges and organize systems to navigate through them or proactively prevent them altogether. Drawing from lessons she learned in her own upbringing or experiences as a parent, the Queen offers tools for perspective that bring clarity and structure for growth. For instance, she may notice that her grown children struggle with balancing routines, so she steps in to help them establish practical rhythms, whether it's organizing morning schedules or setting time blocks for quality family time. Similarly, in a professional or community context, she might offer grounded, actionable advice to someone stepping into a leadership role, ensuring they have the structure needed to flourish. The Queen's vision is not about asserting her own agenda, it's about collaborating to create a shared vision that nourishes and sustains everyone involved. Rather than imposing control, she provides the structure and clarity needed for creativity and ambition to take root, ensuring the vision reflects and serves the collective good. Then there's stewardship. Stewardship in this phase involves nurturing the systems and relationships she has built while actively guiding the next generation toward success. The Queen takes the helm during this phase, actively steering growth as she offers wisdom, structure, and support to those stepping into greater roles. For example, consider a woman who invites her grown children into their families to a holiday dinner. On the surface, this might seem like a simple family gathering, but her efforts go far deeper. By taking on the responsibility of hosting, she alleviates younger parents of the burden of managing their own children while also caring for guests. At the same time, she models what it looks like to create warmth, organization, and connection, demonstrating how to foster closeness and sustain the bonds of kinship. These gatherings are more than traditions, they are teaching moments that show the next generation how to carry on the work of maintaining family unity. Through her stewardship, the Queen plants seeds of connection that will grow for generations to come. Finally, we have institution. At this stage, the Queen's earlier work begins to come into full bloom. The values, systems, and traditions she has cultivated now take on a life of their own, growing into enduring institutions that serve her family, community, or profession. Whether it's a family culture, an organization, or a cherished ritual, her contributions provide stability and structure for others to build upon. For example, a woman who nurtured a culture of weekly family dinners might see her adult children carry the tradition forward with their own families, creating a rhythm of connection for generations. Or a community leader who once organized grassroots effort might now see the system she built evolve into a formal nonprofit with clear leadership structures and sustainability. These institutions represent the lasting impact of her work, visible proof that what she has built can thrive beyond her immediate efforts. Together, these four aspects, mastery, vision, stewardship, and institution, show how the Queen guides the next generation while ensuring the foundation she has built remains solid. She's not merely maintaining the past, but expanding its influence, ensuring that the systems, values, and relationships she has nurtured continue to grow and flourish. Now let's reflect on how these efforts set the stage for the next chapter of her journey, elder care. As the Queen transitions into elder care, her focus shifts to caring for aging parents, spouses, or loved ones. Let's talk about the four key aspects of this stage: negotiation, advocacy, retirement, and quality time. Retirement in this context isn't just about leaving the workforce, it's about stepping back from certain responsibilities to focus on what matters most. During the elder care phase, the Queen begins to shift her energy from external leadership roles to caregiving and personal priorities, much like the primary caregiving years when new parents prioritize their children over other pursuits. This phase often requires scaling back on passion projects or professional commitments to take on the higher responsibility of caring for aging loved ones. However, this doesn't mean the end of her passion work. For those who are blessed with longevity and maintain their health, there is often an opportunity to re-engage with these pursuits in a more intentional and fulfilling way during her later passing the torch years. free from the pressing demands and time constraints of earlier phases. By aligning her time and energy with the demands of this phase while caring for her own well-being, the Queen lays the foundation for a fulfilling next chapter, ensuring both her caregiving responsibilities and personal aspirations remain balanced. Negotiation. One of the first challenges of this phase is navigating the many decisions that come with elder care. The Queen finds herself in conversations with elders, siblings, spouses, medical teams, and even legal advisors, balancing differing opinions and priorities. These are no small tasks. They require patience, diplomacy, and a steady voice to bring everyone to common ground. For example, she might help coordinate a caregiving schedule with siblings or discuss long-term care plans with a healthcare provider and a living spouse. Unlike earlier stages, where she often made decisions within her immediate family, like with just her husband or just negotiating with a child, this phase involves managing a broader network of relationships and responsibilities. Her ability to negotiate ensures her loved ones receive the care they need while keeping the family on the same page. Advocacy is a natural extension of the Queen's energy in this phase. She becomes the voice for her loved ones, ensuring their needs, preferences, dignity, and representation are at the center of every decision. This could mean speaking up in medical settings, navigating insurance claims, or advocating for policy changes in elder care. For instance, she might ensure her parents' care plan reflects their wishes, or carefully navigate situations where differing opinions arise, always prioritizing their autonomy and values. Advocacy in this stage isn't just about solving problems, it's about ensuring her loved ones are represented, respected, and supported in ways that align with their choices. Her efforts bring comfort and security to those she cares for, while reflecting her unwavering dedication to their well-being. Advocacy is not without its challenges. There may be times when the Queen's understanding of what's best conflicts with the wishes of her aging loved ones. In these moments, advocacy may mean respecting their autonomy while setting boundaries for her own involvement. By navigating these conflicts with empathy and clarity, she honors both their independence and her own integrity, even if it means stepping back and allowing others to take the lead. Quality time is one of the most transformative aspects of this phase, offering the Queen invaluable lessons for her next chapter. While it's easy to focus on checklists and practical tasks, prioritizing moments of connection is just as vital, though often more challenging. Unlike tangible accomplishments, the lessons gained from quality time may not seem immediately measurable, but their impact becomes undeniable as she approaches her own transitions into elder care. For example, recording family stories, discussing the challenges of aging, or simply witnessing how her parent approaches letting go provides a roadmap for her own later years. These moments prepare her to face future transitions with clarity and peace, equipping her to reflect on her legacy and embrace her own aging process with grace. Quality time also carries a tangible significance in shaping inheritance, not just in terms of finances, but in receiving the full legacy of stories, traditions, and wisdom passed down from her elders. Neglecting this time risks leaving the Queen unprepared for the challenges ahead, potentially leading to regret over the missed opportunity. By prioritizing these lessons, she ensures the wisdom of one generation is carried forward, enriching her understanding of what it means to steward her family's legacy. This stage, like the others, is about prioritizing what matters most, not just for her elders, but for herself and her family as she prepares for the next chapter. As the Queen enters the final chapter of her journey, her focus shifts to ensuring the systems, values, and structures she has cultivated are ready to be entrusted to the next generation. This stage is marked by peace, grace, a clear legacy, and a transition of responsibilities. Let's explore how these key aspects shape this phase. Peace. In this phase, peace arises not from a sense of completion, but from the Queen's deliberate preparation, and trust in those she has nurtured to carry forward her work and assist her in her own transitions. Drawing on the organizational skills she honed throughout her life, she ensures that her end-of-life journey will not be marked by chaos or uncertainty. Her experiences in managing the complexities of elder care, coordinating with medical teams, family members, and legal advisors have taught her how to approach her own final chapter with clarity and confidence. She selects executors, designates successors, and rests assured that these structures will support her and her family beyond her lifetime. Grace. Grace in this stage reflects more than physical elegance or charm. It embodies a refined beauty of spirit, an unshakable composure, and a kind-hearted acceptance of life's transitions. This grace, a hallmark of her character, allows her to navigate her final years with dignity and poise, setting an example for those around her. It's the kindness in how she relates to her caregivers, the humility with which she relinquishes control of the outcome, and the gratitude she expresses for the care she receives. In many ways, her grace becomes a reflection of her ageless beauty, radiating in her interactions. She does not cling to the system she created or impose undue burdens on those who now support her. Instead, she exemplifies the glorious colors of a setting sun, magnificent, vibrant, and full of life's wisdom, without striving for what has already passed. Through her grace, she inspires awe and leaves a lasting impression on those who walk beside her during this final bend in the journey. Legacy is where the Queen's life's work comes to fruition. Everything she has built, family traditions, organizational structures, or even a network of relationships, reflects her enduring impact. For the Queen, legacy isn't just about achievement, it's about creating tangible systems and values that persist beyond her lifetime, shaping the trajectory of those who follow. For example, the family rituals she once nurtured may now be carried on by her children and grandchildren, or the professional systems she established might continue to evolve under new leadership. Through her efforts, she has not only influenced the lives of those directly within her reach, but also created a ripple effect that extends far beyond. Even long after her name is forgotten, the order she put in place continues to benefit her family, community, and society, leaving a mark that transcends her in time. Finally, there is transition, the hallmark of this phase. It represents both the practical responsibility of allowing others to take the reins and the profound inner work of reckoning with her life's journey. Transition is more than ensuring a seamless flow of responsibilities to the next generation. It's about coming to terms with the choices she has made, the impact she has left, and the stewardship she has upheld. As she reflects on her legacy, she faces the weight of accountability, not just to those she leaves behind, but to the greater purpose of her existence. This is the ultimate handoff, entrusting her life's work to others while preparing herself to answer for her actions and intentions before the divine. Through clear planning, thoughtful delegation, and spiritual readiness, she aligns her earthly duties with her eternal calling. In creating structure and providing clarity for her successors, she ensures that they can step forward with confidence and purpose. At the same time, she steps into what lies ahead with peace, grace, and the assurance that her life has been lived with intentional impact. The passing the torch phase represents the culmination of the Queen's journey, where her life's impact extends far beyond her immediate reach, touching future generations and shaping the world she leaves behind. Through peace, grace, legacy, and transition, she exemplifies the wisdom and strength of the Queen archetype in its fullest expression. However, the journey of embodying the Queen archetype is not without its challenges. Whether balancing caregiving with personal aspirations, navigating the complexities of leadership, or reconciling differences in vision with those she nurtures, the Queen's path requires resilience, competency, and constant growth. Let's explore the broader challenges faced by the Queen archetype and how they shape her development across all stages of life. While the Queen archetype embodies efficiency, achievement, and organizational prowess, her journey is not without its complexities. The very qualities that make her an effective leader and nurturer can also give rise to unique challenges. Whether balancing her vision with the autonomy of those she leads, or striving for relentless optimization, the Queen must navigate tensions that test the adaptability of her formula, demands empathy, and calls to self-awareness. We're going to look at 2 key challenges she faces as she seeks to fulfill her role with grace and effectiveness. Number 1 is balancing vision with diverse values. One of the Queen's greatest strengths is her ability to create and implement a clear vision, organizing outcomes and building systems that bring external structure and growth. However, this strength can become a challenge when her vision doesn't align with the values or aspirations of those she leads or nurtures. For example, her concept of success might center on measurable achievements like financial rewards or professional milestones, while others prioritize creativity, relationships, or personal fulfillment. In family settings, she may struggle to reconcile her expectations with the autonomy of her children or mentees, who may choose paths that differ from her ideals. The Queen must learn to guide without imposing her perspective, fostering an environment where differing priorities can coexist. By listening, collaborating, and allowing others to take ownership of their decisions, she balances her vision with empathy and adaptability. This approach not only enhances her understanding of the individuals and systems she nurtures, but also ensures that the structures she creates align with their unique circumstances and potential. Recognizing what is truly required for growth, rather than imposing a one-size-fits-all formula, allows the Queen to cultivate genuine development and enduring success. The second developmental challenge we're going to discuss is relentless optimization and achievement. The Queen's relentless drive for excellence and optimization can lead to unintended consequences for herself and those she nurtures. Her high standards, while inspiring, can sometimes create pressure or feelings of inadequacy among her team, family members, or mentees. These pressures may even reflect her own internal struggle if she feels she falls short of her goals. For instance, her pursuit of perfection in a project or family tradition might inadvertently stifle creativity or discourage others from taking initiative. Similarly, this relentless drive can lead to burnout for the Queen herself, particularly during high-demand phases of life where caregiving or leadership responsibilities compete with her personal aspirations. To overcome this, the Queen must temper her drive with compassion for herself and others, recognizing that growth often comes through imperfection and trial and error, allows her to create an environment where people feel empowered to take risks, learn, and thrive. This balance between striving for excellence and embracing the process fosters resilience and innovation while ensuring the Queen herself remains fulfilled and energized. Balancing vision, values, and achievement highlights the complexities of the Queen archetype. These challenges are not obstacles to avoid, but opportunities for the Queen to grow into a more flexible, empathetic leader. By navigating these tensions with humility and grace, she refines her systems, empowers those she leads to make their own impact, and ensures her legacy reflects both her dedication to achievement and her ability to inspire agency in others. It's also worth noting that every archetype carries shadow aspects that can amplify these challenges, if they're left unchecked. For the Queen, these shadows may include control, rigidity, or alternatively, neglect. In a future session, we'll explore these shadows in depth, examining how they manifest and how they can be addressed. For now, let's turn our attention to common misconceptions about the Queen archetype. These common misconceptions often limit our understanding of what it means to embody Queen energy. But the truth is far more nuanced and empowering. we're going to look at 3 key misconceptions and uncover the truths behind them. So, misconception number 1 is that beauty can be standardized. The truth is, beauty is not about conforming to a singular standard. It is about aligning with context and purpose to achieve meaningful outcomes. Beauty is not an abstract ideal, it is a deliberate arrangement that generates results. As a tool, it shapes perceptions and enhances engagement with others. Research supports this. Individuals who present themselves thoughtfully through grooming, attire, and context awareness achieve greater professional and social outcomes. Dressing appropriately for a promotion, for instance, signals competence and readiness, while tailoring one's presentation to a specific context commutes intent and builds trust. In professional settings, she selects attire that conveys authority and confidence, commanding respect. In her personal life, she embraces elegance that reflects her inner values and creates harmony in her environment. An intentional approach to beauty enhances her ability to connect, inspire, and achieve meaningful outcomes. This functional understanding aligns seamlessly with the Queen archetype. Beauty through her lens is not about superficiality or rigid ideals, but the deliberate arrangement of elements that reflect care, purpose, and creativity. Beauty also asks something of the observer. As Henry David Thoreau noted, quote, "The perception of beauty is a moral test." Unquote. Our ability or inability to recognize beauty reveals deeper truths about ourselves. Beauty is not confined to our personal ideals of order. It takes many forms across different contexts. A child thriving while playing in the dirt, her hands messy and dressed in play clothes, embodies beauty in freedom, growth, and joy. Failing to see this beauty reflects a limited vision shaped by our personal values rather than the absence of beauty itself. By adopting this broader understanding, the Queen rejects standardization. Beauty is not rigid, it varies across cultures, circumstances, and perspectives. What matters is the intentional cultivation of harmony, refinement, and balance that reflects purpose, encourages growth, and resonates with others. Recognizing this diversity allows the Queen to adapt her presentation to generate meaningful results, whether leading, nurturing, or inspiring. Ultimately, beauty in the Queen archetype transcends physical appearance, becoming a powerful tool for amplifying her impact and embodying her goals. Misconception number 2 is that leadership is masculine. The truth is that leadership is not defined by gender. It is a quality that anyone can embody, regardless of whether they align with traditionally masculine or feminine traits. At its core, leadership is not about dominance or control, which are more defined characteristics of the shadows of the Queen archetype. It is about responsibility, guidance, and service to others. A true leader empowers those they steward, creating environments where people can grow, thrive, and contribute meaningfully. Leadership takes many forms, whether through quiet encouragement, decisive action, collaborative problem solving, or active delegation. It is a dynamic quality, not bound to any one gender or archetype. Islam provides a timeless framework for understanding leadership. In a well-known hadith, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Every one of you is a shepherd, and every one of you is answerable with regard to his flock." This metaphor captures the essence of leadership as stewardship and responsibility. Whether leading a household, a team, or a community, each person is entrusted with the well-being of those under their care. This responsibility is not limited by gender, it applies to all. For the Queen archetype, leadership often involves balancing authority with compassion. She is not driven by a desire to control, but by the duty to organize, guide, and nurture. In professional settings, this might mean delegating tasks to build a cohesive team. In her personal life, it could involve shaping family traditions or providing consistent support to those she nurtures. Her leadership manifests not as dominance, but as the deliberate cultivation of growth, harmony, and shared success. Leadership is not inherently masculine. It is a universal skill that evolves with experience, empathy, and intentionality. Through her actions, the Queen demonstrates that true leadership transcends stereotypes, offering a model of balance and a secure sense of competency in her abilities. A more controversial aspect of leadership is the question, can a woman lead a man? And the answer is yes, in general. If her competencies deem her able to carry the responsibility and she is not misprioritizing her responsibilities. For example, during the time of the Caliphate of Umar, there was a woman asked to oversee the affairs of trade in the marketplace. Her name was Ashifa bint Abdullah. Her knowledge and skills were respected even by the Prophet, peace be upon him, having the rare quality of being literate as well as studied in medicine. This establishes a baseline of acceptable leadership outside of the home. But what does that mean for an intimate relationship? The truth is that relationships provide many opportunities for decision making, most of which happen automatically. However, major decisions do require a joint effort from both partners. Both partners express their concerns and beliefs. As we've already established, leadership is not about dominance or control. It's about blessing and cultivating growth. Ideally, I would like to say that both partners are equally powerful in their own ways, but realistically, that rarely happens. We don't come to relationships with a blank slate. We come with different competencies, different inherited and generational emotional baggage, and one partner will usually have more power over the resources they do control. Both partners need respect and should advocate for themselves, their boundaries, and their deal breakers. Both partners also need to know how to compromise and negotiate fairly. As a Muslim woman, I do believe that God gave men an advantage in strength and size, and this leads them to have a greater sense of responsibility naturally instilled within them. As a generalization, under normal circumstances, I do believe that someone should have the final say and that person is ideally the husband. This does not take into account the wide variety of nuances and extenuating circumstances that may mean it's better for the woman to make a major decision. But even corporations only have one CEO and someone elected to take full responsibility regardless of gender because it's a sound practice that prevents turmoil and chaos. We are living in a time where gender and sexuality are not even the primary issues, but polarizing distractions which perpetuate immaturity and exacerbates the stress of overfunctioning for others. A person being mature enough to even take on the responsibility of entering a relationship is now a luxury that many people no longer have before their biology gets them into a marriage. Each partner needs to think about what they are competent at and respect their spouse's competencies as well and make the decision that is best for their family together. Ultimately, it is their whole family that will pay the consequences or reap the rewards of a decision. They have the right to decide how they will come to a final decision. Misconception number 3 is that motherhood is the goal. The truth is, motherhood is one path to nurturing and helping others grow, but it is not the only one, nor should it be a universal expectation. Let me share this insightful perspective from Lisa Marciano. While it's a positive development that society is more accepting of those who don't have children, we do young people a disservice when we romanticize childlessness or present foregoing parenthood as a life optimization choice. That women have increased freedom to chart their own course is a reason for celebration. Having kids is not for everyone, and it's arguably better for individuals and society if people have children for the right reasons, not simply because doing so is expected of them. However, It is an oversimplification to suggest that electing not to have kids is a simple lifestyle choice, akin to whether to rent or buy. We are, after all, animals. This urge to have children is part of our deep primal nature. Choosing to forego this experience has profound implications that may be difficult to fathom. It is hubris to assume that we can consciously assess all aspects of such a decision. This perspective highlights the depth and gravity of the decision to have or not have children. Yet, it's equally hubristic to assume that women should be collectively shamed or coerced into making one of the most pivotal and demanding, or taking on one of the most pivotal and demanding roles of their lives because it's a built-in opportunity for psychological development. Not all women are mothers by choice. Some may deeply desire children but are unable to have them. These women are not lesser individuals, nor have they failed in any way. When society holds motherhood as the singular, defining ultimate goal for women, it not only needlessly throws shade on those who choose different paths, but it also blinds us to the incredible legacies women can create in countless other ways. Motherhood offers a powerful avenue for nurturing growth and legacy, but it is only one among many. Women who are unable to have children, or who choose not to, can and do create enduring legacies through mentorship, leadership, and building systems that impact lives in meaningful ways. Toni Wolff, for example, the grandmother of the feminine archetypes, did not have children, yet she has left a legacy that continues to nurture and develop women to this day. By fostering mentees, nurturing professional networks, or contributing to community growth, women leave marks that resonate far beyond immediate family ties. Every woman's journey is unique, and none should be diminished by imposed expectations or narrow definitions of worth. Doing so adds insult to injury to those women who have tried and miscarried or are unable to carry. We each have one life to live, and others have the right to live theirs as they see fit, without shame, coercion, or imposed ideals. If you know a woman who would make a wonderful mother and she just needs encouragement, then let her know how you see her and how you will provide support for her if she chooses to make that choice. Just make sure your queen energy is respecting boundaries and seeing her vision for herself rather than only the perspective you would envision for her. These misconceptions often limit our understanding of the queen archetype, but when we look beyond them, we see a richer, boundless picture of what it means to embody queen energy. It's about beauty that resonates, leadership that inspires, and nurturing that transforms. Not confined by rigid definitions, but expansive and adaptable to the needs of those she serves and the systems she cultivates. Now that we've explored the queen archetype in theory, we can talk about how to apply these principles in practical everyday life. Whether you're nurturing others, leading a team, or simply working to bring more structure into your life, these tips can help you embody the queen's energy in a way that's both approachable and impactful. So 1, read source material. Start by diving deeper into the origins of the ideas that inspire you. When you read a book, take a look at the references and citations the author found valuable. It's like following a trail of breadcrumbs to expand your understanding of systems and information. This habit not only broadens your vision, but sharpens your ability to connect the dots and see how different pieces fit together in the bigger picture. 2, learn by being nurtured. One of the best ways to understand nurturing is to experience it yourself. Allow others to nurture you, whether it's family, friends, or colleagues, and pay attention to how different approaches to external organization feel. Ask questions like, why did you do it this way? Or what makes your method work? Actively listening helps you develop a deeper understanding of what works for different people. For example, Notice how a colleague manages stress during tight deadlines and ask about their strategies to see how their organizational style might apply to your own efficiency challenges. We all have the same 24 hours, but some people are really good at getting more out of them without stressing themselves out. Number 3, dress for the role you want. Your presentation speaks volumes about your intention and goals. Align your look with the role you aspire to, whether it's a leadership position, a creative endeavor, or setting the tone of care at a family gathering, or communicating that you're attracted to a man that you're married to. For example, you wouldn't show up to a pottery class wearing something that you were afraid to get dirty. Or if you cook for your family, it was an old tip to smudge or dust your clothing with a bit of flour before you serve your meal so that guests or your husband knew the effort you were putting into making it for them. It's not about vanity. It's about aligning your external presentation with your actionable goals, which creates a measurable impact that feels good for both you and others. Systematically attuning to others in this way creates an atmosphere of emotional safety required for growth and innovation. Number 4 is time block. Time is one of our most valuable resources, and how we allocate it reflects our true priorities. Don't time block just for outcome-oriented achievements, but also protect the time needed to foster genuine connections. Quality time is about more than continuous optimization. It creates space for people to feel seen, accepted, and valued in the moment. For instance, scheduling one-on-one time with a loved one or mentee provides an opportunity to learn about their vision for themselves and how they see their path unfolding. These intentional moments allow you to nurture trust, support their individuality, and discover new ways to align with their goals while strengthening your bond. Businesses who value their top performers don't cut costs here. They get to know them over dinners and quality time that isn't just focused on work. This contributes towards retaining talent and a flourishing corporation. Number 5, avoid over-obligation. Life is unpredictable, and overloading yourself or others with commitments can lead to unnecessary stress. Leave time buffers in your schedule to accommodate the unexpected or to allow moments of extra care and attention. For instance, instead of scheduling back-to-back meetings or household tasks, allow for breaks to decompress, manage unforeseen challenges, or simply give someone the attention they need. This practice fosters calm, attentiveness, and nurturance without the constant pressure to achieve. Number 6, track progress and give feedback. Finally, keep track of the progress being made, not just to measure results, but to guide and encourage growth. Tracking allows you to identify patterns, celebrate milestones, and offer constructive feedback where needed. This can look different depending on the context. For instance, while potty training a toddler, you might note how many accidents they've had and celebrate the days or hours in earlier stages with none. Or with children's chores, you could provide constructive feedback on tasks that need improvement while reinforcing what's been done well. Tracking progress fosters a sense of accomplishment and clarity, helps you give feedback that truly supports development, and shows that you're invested in the growth of those you nurture. These 6 tips are simple but powerful ways to bring the Queen archetype into your life in a tangible way. By focusing on creating an environment that nurtures growth, both in yourself and others, you can build systems that thrive, relationships that deepen, and outcomes that truly matter. The journey of the Queen isn't about perfection. It's about innovating progress and leaving a legacy that inspires those around you. I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation on the Queen archetype. I hope that you are able to identify the Queen archetype within you more easily, and that you now have some ideas for how you can improve your competency in this extroverted thinking mode of consciousness. I will leave you with one last quote. True queenship is not about control or dominance. It is the God-given power to inspire growth, nurture potential, and cultivate institutions that embody blessing and forward vision. It is the legacy of a life lived with beauty and grace, where the foundations we build and the people we uplift continue to flourish long after we're gone. Does anybody have any questions?